Welcome to Who's Who at Holy Cross Village. I'm your host, Jody Meyer, and with me today we have Art Whitcomb. Our goal of this segment is to help you get to know the staff of Holy Cross better. So Art, you're our bus driver for Holy Cross Village.
That I am.
And how long have you been with us here at the village?
I've been here about 12 years now.
Okay, so what led you to taking up this career of becoming a bus driver?
Well, actually, I've been a driver in the medical field for some time. My in-laws owned a company called Roadrunner, which transported people from their homes to doctor's appointments in wheelchairs and walkers and such. And I worked doing that with them for about 15 years. When I left there, went to Memorial Home Care. Became quite knowledgeable in how to set up hospital beds, oxygen equipment, things like that. I was with them for 8 years, and then I found my way here.
Okay, so like the difference between being a transportation specialist here compared to being a transportation specialist at Memorial Home Care, how does that differ?
Well, in the back of the truck for Memorial, I didn't have any people.
Okay, that is a big difference.
Just equipment. So I would deliver that, set it up in people's homes, and a whole different type of responsibility once you're talking passengers.
Okay.
That all of a sudden the game's a little different.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell us something like being the bus driver with passengers here. Tell us like something that our audience wouldn't necessarily know about what it takes to be a bus driver, or the fact that I know you have to lock down wheelchairs sometimes. And
that's very true. Yes, we have buses that accommodate ambulatory as well as wheelchair passengers, and you're quite right. The wheelchairs do have to be strapped down securely. All four wheels are locked in position, and a seatbelt that comes around. So that takes a little extra care to make sure everything's set up right and you don't forget a hook here or something like that.
So I know on our new bus that holds 5 wheelchairs?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you were locking down 5 wheelchairs, is it like just a real easy job? You wheel them in and just click it to it, or is there quite a process involved in that?
There is a process.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to kind of adjust your body to fit into some weird spaces as you're reaching over to make this hook tight and get this one just the right way you need it. But that's interesting.
So to those on the outside, it's not as easy as it looks to get that wheelchair just right in the bus?
No, not quite.
Okay. So also on that same line, you're a bus driver.
Yes.
You have to have a special license to be a bus driver. That's correct?
I have a commercial driver's license, a CDL.
And what does it take to get a CDL? What does a person... can I just go to the license branch and ask for a CDL, or how does that work?
No, you do have to call ahead and make reservations.
Okay.
You have to pass a written test. You have to pass a physical test.
Okay.
Then you would pass a driving test, and along with the driving test is the walk-around inspection, where they take you around your vehicle and you have to point to every little thing and know what it is and what it does and how to check to make sure it's functioning correctly.
Okay.
So there's quite a bit to...
Quite involved. So just the average Joe, it's not just walk off the street and get this job.
No, just the written test itself is quite a detailed test there.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like it. It sounds very hard. So you're a transportation specialist. You've been doing this for years now, and then this pandemic hits.
Yes.
So What has changed in your role here at Holy Cross since this pandemic hit? Are you still driving the bus around? What are you doing with?
Not at all. The buses have been sitting just waiting for us to come back and play with them. But unfortunately, when the village kind of closed down, we canceled all transportation trips. So no more driving to the stores for groceries, or no more trips to the zoo or anything. It was all shut down. So that was the biggest change. You come to work every day and you're geared towards getting in the bus, and you're going someplace, and that's your focus. And you come in one day and there's no focus.
So there is no focus in that direction, but what are you doing now at work?
They did shift.
Okay.
Yes. They have come up with some interesting jobs.
Okay.
I find myself at the front door of Andre checking people's temperatures as they come into the building.
Okay.
And that's checking everyone's maintenance, housekeeping, residents, everyone that comes through. So we're keeping an eye on people's temperatures and documenting all that.
Okay.
And what else?
I think I've heard you've done some sewing over on this side of campus.
Yes.
Would that be true, or to some extent, are you helping the sewers?
I'm helping the sewers.
Okay.
Yes, things that can be done. I'm not running a sewing machine. That would be a disaster. But as far as putting a piece of wire into the top of the masks so that they can form around your nose, that I can do. Forming the right folds and putting pins in place, things like that I can do. I can iron. So there are so many steps involved with these masks. I was not aware that it was that complicated the first time I walked in and said, what can I do? Oh, there's lots I can do.
So you can teach an old dog new tricks.
You can.
Okay. And I believe I heard you're also doing some, like security of the walkway to make sure the pathways are clear so that the Schubert and DeJari folks can go out?
Yes, we are trying to keep people safely separated. And there's a favorite walk path that goes around the backside of Schubert here and Dujari. And we're just out there trying to remind people to stay vigilant and wear the masks and stay at least 6 feet apart. So this has been quite a change for our world, for everyone's world.
I guess. Well, with all that, what of your job that you normally do, driving the bus or driving the van, what do you miss most about that during this time that you're not able to do right now?
Just being outside.
Okay.
I think that I'm an outdoor person. I'm not a desk person. I don't like just sitting all day at the desk, although I do it. But I'd rather be outside behind the wheel going down the road. That's just me.
Oh. So I've asked you about your professional life. Let's talk a little bit about your personal life. So tell us a little bit about who Art Whitcomb is.
Well, I am a very fortunate human being to have found Holy Cross Village. I can tell you this is a unique place, and I just love it. And when we talk about mission, that is what it has become for me. This has been my calling. Yeah. So I'm so lucky to be here and to have found this.
Great. And I understand you're married and have a few children?
Yep, my wife and I have been married 32 years now.
Okay.
I have a son, Trey, and a daughter, Jordan. My son is in the Army. He's in Germany right now, and he and his wife had twins for our first grandchildren. So I have a cute little boy and a little girl, and they have their hands full in Germany.
And what are the twins' names?
Freya
Freya?
Freya Lynn Whitcomb, and Wyatt Reed. Whitcomb.
Very unique names, very
Yes.
fun.
Yep.
So, Art, born and raised in this area? Or?
Born and raised.
Okay, went to school at
John Adams High School.
John Adams High School. Were you involved in anything when you were in high school?
I was on the swim team for 4 years.
What was your favorite stroke?
The last one.
I think all swimmers would say that.
Yeah. Freestyle.
Freestyle,
Just
okay.
Short distance freestyle.
Very good. Did you any of your children take up swimming or?
My son followed in my footsteps.
Okay.
He went to Adams and he swam 4 years.
Oh, good.
In fact, the coach that I had during my reign at Adams came back in a role to be on Trey's team.
Oh, how awesome.
Coached him.
So
Kind of came around full circle.
who was the better swimmer, you or Trey?
Trey was faster.
Okay.
Yeah.
We all hope our children do better than us, don't we?
Yeah.
So, Art, in your free time, what do you do?
I like to ride the bike. In fact, any nice day, I live down by Farmers Market, so it takes me 25, 30 minutes to ride the bike from home, come on in.
Okay.
Just love doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And play guitar a little bit.
Oh,
Love to garden, so
wow.
I'm getting my hands dirty now that we're
Yeah.
planting things.
Yeah. So, years from now, when children are opening up the history books and they're reading about the COVID-19 pandemic from 2020, what would you want to say to them, or what would you want them to know about this time? Do you have any advice or just any comments for them?
No, you can talk to people who will tell you all about the blizzard of 78 and things that you had snow up to here and all that. This is such a different animal. It's invisible. People walk around with it and don't know they have it. The symptoms are different for different people, and it has just turned this world upside down.
It certainly has. It certainly
Kind of scary.
has. Yeah, it's a different time in our world.
Yeah.
So, any hidden, unique talents that you have that we wouldn't necessarily know? I know you told us you play guitar.
Yeah, just a little bit, but
Okay.
I don't get too wild and too crazy anymore. So.
I heard you're the king of dad jokes. You do stand-up comedy any place, or?
You know, all these jokes are running around in my head, but then as soon as you say, tell us a joke.
I know. Well, I'm not going to put you on the spot. No
Well,
joke today.
no, I can tell you that there is a time when a joke becomes a dad joke. And that is when it becomes apparent.
I wish I had a drum, Art, because I would do the brum bump. Oh, Art, you're a funny man. I've kind of strayed off my notes a little bit, so that's okay. So, bucket list, Art. Let's talk about your bucket list. What is on your bucket list to do, or to see, or to?
I've got a T-shirt that says bucket list. And it has a bucket filled with beers. And that about sums that up.
Okay.
No, I don't have any, pressing desire to see France before I die or to...
Jump out of an airplane or anything like
I'm
that?
not jumping out of any airplane. I didn't know it was that kind of an interview. You're going to have to come up with a little more cash.
Okay. Well, Art, it's really been great talking to you. Is there anything else you would like for our residents to know about you?
No, I just love my job here. Always have. I realized early on that this was a very special place. And I still feel that way. It's just unique.
Right. I think it's apparent in the work you do and the response that Art gets from the staff around him and the other residents. Or everybody loves Art, so you're doing something right here. We all should just hone in on that a little bit. So,
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I thank you for your time. This concludes this episode of Who's Who at Holy Cross Village. We hope to see you next time. Thank you, Art.
Thank you. See ya.